The Magneto vs Doctor Doom battle in Avengers Doomsday has been described as the movie's Doctor Strange vs Thanos. It's the biggest, most badass fight in the movie. Oh my god, how much is going to keep coming out about this film to get me excited? The fact that it is 10 months away is actually drowning me. Like, there's so much time to theorise, there's constantly trailers, there's constantly new leaked things, actors are now starting to be allowed to say things, the promo is slowly starting. We've just had the Super Bowl where Marvel didn't drop anything. Not for Brand New Day, which is coming out in merely 5 to 6 months, may I add. Let alone Doomsday, of which we've already had 4 teaser trailers for, which is 10 months away at the end of the year. But with all this constant talk, it really does feel a lot closer to home. However, what else would you expect with how Endgame ended, for example, and what we've had since then? This is finally the big return of Marvel that we're all so excited for. As you can tell from my beginning 1 minute ramble, as I always like to start these videos off with, I'm going to be reading off the phone again. It's not laziness, it's just where I keep all my notes, and I believe it's the easiest place to read straight off from. So one of the big talking points at the moment is that Doom is actually not going to take his mask off during Doomsday, and I really believe this is a big deal. And I kind of said it in the previous breakdown to Doomsday, where I said in the trailers, we won't see anyone who knows our version of Tony Stark, what he looks like. We won't see those people react with Doom because they'll know that that's that character. That is definitely going to be a specific reveal. I do not care about what anyone says until this and Secret Wars drops. That is a reveal for a reason. They have not just picked Robert Downey Jr. simply for marketing. Whilst I believe it might be 50% or 60% the reason, it is definitely not 100% the reason. So his face is almost certainly going to be disfigured, right? That's something we can pretty much guarantee. Franklin touching his face at the end of Fantastic Four, I also don't think is accidental. I really think that was meant to happen. We know Franklin has healing powers. That might play a part into it. It might also be a hint that Franklin can help him change the way he looks. So we'll wait and see on that one. However, again, I don't believe they've hired Robert Downey Jr. simply off the fact that he is Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man. They're doing this for a reason. Tony will 100% be at the heart of this film somewhere along the line. We know that, right? So the apparent death of all the heroes that we all love, you know, that are coming back, such as Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, potentially like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. There might even be, you know, Blade. There could be loads of Daredevil characters, things like that. Ben Affleck might even be in it. Who knows where this is going to go? But apparently, and some of the rumours are suggesting that these characters are coming back simply to die, where their worlds are likely going to have incursions on and are likely going to be imploding. Now, my theory will get into in just a moment, but with some of the things that have linked up, I think I can see why this is going to go that way. However, Doctor Doom, there's leaked set photos of him with green eyes. I'm not convinced these are real images at all. I think they might have been from some early storyboard and stuff that got leaked and people run with it, and it's come from some credible sources. I'm just not convinced with that. I do imagine the Doom reveal will be a secret for a reason, and then we'll sort of talk about those reasons when we get some potential trailers and we can see a little bit more. However, let me just get into my first real theory that I'm going to project to you guys here. And again, it links back to what I just said a minute ago of all of our beloved heroes dying. Now, supposedly the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday have reportedly survived multiple incursions. Each time they send their own members to a doomed Earth, but battling its defenders and erasing that universe to save their own. So effectively what it sounds like is the X-Men we see in these trailers have been effectively jumping world to world, escaping each incursion that keeps up with them, and they can't understand why this is happening to them everywhere they go. It's because they're doing that, which is destroying the world. Now, obviously, there's going to be other heroes we're going to see in this world, in these worlds, right? Some of the reported ones have been Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock on the train, and that apparently the X-Men like plow straight through this battle, and we see this huge Spider-Man, X-Men, Dr. Octopus battle. It sounds too good to be true, but now I'm seeing versions of these leaks where I'm thinking, actually, if you piece some of these parts together, that is actually what's happening. So the X-Men are kind of playing the villains in the movie. However, the more accurate word to describe them would actually be antagonists, at least for the first half of the movie, or at least Doomsday, which is probably the first half or first third of potentially 3 Avengers films if we're going to include Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2. However, that's probably the tragedy that makes Secret Wars so compelling. They don't want to destroy each other's worlds, but they literally have to. And that's what's going to make this story so good. Like, we only think the good guys are the good guys because we're on that side of the camera, right? I mean, it was a really interesting perspective in She-Hulk when we got to see Abomination's perspective that he was actually part of the army and he thought he was on the good side. Well, actually, it's all about perspective, and we would think the X-Men are being are doing the right thing if the Avengers attack their Earth. But the Avengers are aware that the X-Men have been jumping worlds, creating incursions, destroying millions and millions of lives. So naturally, they want to stop the X-Men. So both teams can be right. And that's what Marvel are really going to be trying to prey on here. It's no good putting a knife to Thor's neck and saying he's going to die anymore. We've seen it so many times. It's not going to happen in that way. You know what I'm trying to say here. They need to bring us in emotionally. They need to actually attach us to these characters again and make us have stakes for this film. Not just Doom's a big bad and we all need to band together here. There's got to be a bit more to it. So the final thing I want to get into here is that the X-Men are essentially playing the role of the Illuminati, which they play in the comics, that is. Professor X, Black Panther, Iron Man, Namor, Mr. Fantastic, all of the rest, not all, but a lot of the rest, they all team up and they destroy other realities to protect their own. Now, there is one hero who finds out about this who is not happy. That hero is Captain America, Steve Rogers, actually. Now, that's why I believe they've brought him back. I am now convinced they are doing the Illuminati storyline from the comic book. That the X-Men are going to be hopping from world to world, avoiding incursions and destroying worlds as they go along. We will see battles with heroes we have loved throughout the years, and ultimately those worlds will die. Now, we'll do this until we get to one world, Battle World, and that's where Secret Wars is going to take place. Well, I know we're not there yet and we haven't even had Doomsday, but Doomsday is the Infinity War of what's happening on here. This is the beginning of the end for everyone involved at Marvel, and that regard goes for all of the characters as well, because I truly do believe there will be a great reset after this. So, if you're just excited as I am, guys, let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm genuinely so enthusiastic about films, and especially about superhero films. I feel like it isn't a niche, but it also is, because there's a lot of superhero content being made out there, and there's a lot of film reviews being made, but people probably don't like me because I'm in the middle. Like, I love my Interstellars, but I also love my Scooby-Doos, and I also love my Marvel films. So I'm here to review and talk about them, discuss trailers, talk about theories, and just overall have fun. If that sounds like a bit of you, just let me know by, like, comment, subscribing, the classic YouTube stuff. But for now, I'll love and leave you. Peace, guys.